do things scared, but we do them. No. I'll let you guys know how it goes. Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be doing more scary adult stuff together. If you're new to the Purpose Chronicles, this is a series where we are creating the life of our dreams, regardless of how scary, uncomfortable, unknown, uncertain it is. Regardless if we even know what that life is, we're figuring it out along the way. Continuing the thread of the last video, I will link it here. I'm facing a year review, my job. So there is a part in this video, this first part is very much career progression focused. So if you're looking for tips and advice or just want to see someone, how it plays out for someone like me, then stick along. But another part of this video is this weekend where I'm actually heading down to London for a networking event. So, you know, your girl is nervous, excited, because, you know, I mentioned in my previous video, I am a creature of habit. One thing you cannot do in a networking event is stick to your routine, stick to your habits. You never know what's gonna come out of them. I'll take you guys along with me. I don't know if I'm the only one. I know that some friends of mine love networking events. I have had to teach myself to love them. That's just how the career world works lately. Depending on your career, it might be different. I'll be sharing with you what I do to prepare for a networking event. Someone that gets nervous by them. So someone that is not an expert, that is not, I don't know, naturally gifted, because I have seen some people that are just like fantastic at networking from like the get-go, and I'm like, how do you do that? I'm all for forming connections with people, but for me they need to feel genuine, and that's the one thing that I kept feeling like was missing from networking things, because like we all know we're looking for something. At least this is what I used to think. Like everyone wants something from you, and if they don't want anything, then they're just gonna walk away. You're of no use to them. Honestly, it was like a sad way to look at it, but that's just how I looked at it. Always threw me off, because when I know that the other person knows that I want something from them, or when I know that that other person wants something from me, and that's the only reason that either I'm speaking to them or they're speaking to me, that would just completely throw me off my game. It only took me a few tries. Speak with other people that actually enjoyed going to these events and try to see them from a different perspective. That's one part of this video. My review is next week, but I need to send sort of like a review document to my manager, to my boss this week. I actually already sent it, so I want to talk to you guys about this. I'm in my lunch break, but I sent this a bit earlier and it was eating me alive, because I don't know, I just get so nervous around these topics. I don't know why. The only person that it benefits that like money and career is sometimes like a taboo subject is your employer. I need to keep reminding myself of that. I'll share with you what I did, because this isn't my first rodeo. This is my second time doing this, and the last time, dare I say, went pretty well. I was listening to a podcast honestly like a month ago from Mel Robbins, but I saved it because it hit the nail in the head when it comes to this topic of career, of asking for a raise, asking for a promotion. I'm gonna share with you bullet points from the advice that was given in that episode, because I think it's really valuable. It's advice that I've also heard other people give to me in my real life. Some of it I've also actually seen play out for myself quite well. Alright, so the first part that I'm not showing here because that's like confidential information about my role and all of this was the email that I sent to my boss. Was a document that pretty much showed everything that I had achieved and done in the past year, followed by my responsibilities as stated in my contract from the last time that I had this review. And then the last bit was my updated responsibilities, or how I see my responsibilities changing in this next year. In the previous video, I mentioned that I am sort of embarking in a new journey. I was thrown in a new path, comes with new responsibilities. So that's why I'm doing this like this, because my responsibilities have basically grown. They have expanded. I want that to be reflected visually and like in written form. That is one part. This next part has to do with advice that I received from the podcast, and also a little tiny piece of advice I received from my dad last year before I had this same meeting that I'm having next week, that I actually found really useful, and I don't know if you've heard it before, so it might be useful to you. But first, let's dive into Mel's advice. This has everything to do with things that you can do throughout the year to help yourself when you reach your mid-year or year review. It also has to do with the mindset that you go and the attitude that you go to your review with your manager, with your boss. This was a podcast episode done with a guest speaker. She's a professor at Harvard Business School. First thing, and the thing that they reiterated the most throughout the episode, before you even ask for a certain amount, a certain percentage of raise, first get clear on what the company, the organization needs. Go with a learning mindset. Figure out what you're doing, that you're doing right, that they love. Do all of this with a learning and sort of like teamwork mindset, okay? So it's like, how can we make the team or the common goal, the company, move closer towards its goal? So first get clear on that, because this ties to a common mistake that they mentioned in the podcast that a lot of people make, and it's going into a conversation with a righteous attitude. A lot of people think that's how you should come across to be persuasive, but actually that's not what you end up achieving. I don't know, I researched that my position earns this and this salary in this and this company. I should make this much more money. It's okay that you have a clear number in your head for what you want, but don't go straight for it yet. Try and make it a conversation, try and build it up to that, make it a dialogue, figure out where the other person is at first as well. This will signal, I want us to succeed. It's not only that I'm coming to you because I need this, because you should give me this. Really make it feel like you're solving a problem together. I see that there's a need for this in the team, like this is a top priority. Okay, I can work towards that in the next year, in the next few months. Make it feel like you're solving this issue together, how you can then step into help solve that issue, or how perhaps you're already stepping into solving that issue. In a subtle way, you're arguing for your value and the value that you bring to the team and to the company. For instance, this is not helpful for me at this point because I have my review next week. But if you have it next year or in a few months, you might still be able to use this. I will still use it, but just for next year. Better than waiting for your annual or mid-year review to ask for this feedback that you're asking for right now. Ask it casually throughout the year. Have check-in points. Ask for validation, but not in a clingy, needy way, in a way of like, is this the most helpful? Is this something that is adding value? Should I pivot? Should I be doing this? So that way you know you're in the right track, and by the point that you reach your annual review or your mid-year review, you know that you've been in the right track and you have been asking for feedback. And this brings to the final point. If for one reason or another, which as I mentioned at the beginning, money, I feel like it's always such a taboo subject, especially in the UK scene. I'm England based. Personally, for instance, with my example, I only refer to a role review, but I am expecting to discuss an increase in salary. Now, I'm hoping that my manager is on the same page, but I haven't actually explicitly mentioned that I asked for the review in my email. If you're in a similar position where you don't know if that's gonna be discussed, or you're having the conversation and you're seeing that it's wrapping up and they haven't talked about giving you a raise or anything like that, the guest speaker in this podcast suggested, which if the topic is not brought up by my manager, I will bring it up in this way. We have had a few conversations about my adding value to the team throughout the year, and I appreciate you letting me know when I'm doing a good job. We have gotten to a point now where I was hoping that this that we have discussed could be rewarded. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, even that feels a little too straightforward for me. This is why I tell you guys, we do things scared, but we do them. You saw me on last episode, I was shaking after a random ass call. I'm probably gonna be shaking throughout this entire talk, even though I have a great relationship with my manager. I love her. I know I'm gonna be shaking anyways. We asked the questions, shaking like a chihuahua or not, but we asked them. The final piece of advice, also come with like an idea of what you want to ask in mind. That has proven for me really helpful. It's part of the homework that you have to do before you come into these conversations. Now, in your company, in your organization, raises and promotions might work differently. I don't know. You have some flexibility to negotiate. Even if you think you don't, I would still suggest you try. You never know what might happen. Advice that actually came from my dad. And I know this might not sound appealing to you at first, and you might be like, what's even the point of that? But you can get creative with what you ask for. It doesn't always or only have to be more money. Now, I know we don't work for free. We all could use more money in today's economy. For some reason, your company, your boss, your manager, whatever it is, they're in a position where they can give you more. Maybe you can negotiate with these other little things, get creative with other things that you want. Or even if you reach the amount that you want and they say, okay, yeah, we can do that, why not throw something else and see if they give it to you as well? Is for the company to pay for classes or courses, or upskilling yourself, or becoming better at your job. This is very strategic and serve you later on in life as well. Or just things that will make you happier at work. So in the podcast they said like a coffee machine, just new equipment that you might need. Maybe your stuff is already run down, your laptop, you work with mics or lights, I don't know. Or hiring extra people to help you actually achieve these things that you just talked about, but like you can only do so much. It would make you happier to log into work. You know, all these different things that you can ask for instead or as an add-on to the raise that you're getting. I not get it, but you don't lose anything by asking. I'll let you guys know how it goes. So warm here in England right now. It honestly feels like summer. I need to pack. It's 8:30 p.m. night before I travel to London. I travel to London tomorrow for my little networking event and I have no idea what I'm gonna wear. Such a big deal out of this because I feel like if I look confident, I will feel more confident. I'm gonna let you in on my little dilemma here right now. On one hand, I was told the dress code, there's not really a dress code, it's chill. But I don't know what to do with that. I want to go with trainers because I don't want to bring 2 pairs of shoes to London because I don't want to travel with a carry-on. Anyways, we gotta make it work, and part of the dilemma is it's warm. As I've made clear, it's warm. I'm more business casual. I know they said chill, but my gut is like, let's just go a bit, you know, it's better to be slightly overdressed than underdressed. I would go for a business casual look. Everything that I own that is more business casual is warm. It's winter themed, it's autumn themed because this country never gets this hot for this long. It keeps opening up. I'm gonna try and type. It's a nice problem to have, I know. Been on a little health journey. I basically lost a little over 20 kilos. Half of my closet, if not 60-70%, does not fit me. The more concerning bit, because like with tops you can kind of make it work. One pair of jeans that fit me. Only pair of trousers that I had, I need to get like cinched in. I don't know what to do. You're seeing me in panic mode. Well, they should have just told me it's like formal. Then I can like prepare. But if you leave me with too much room for imagination, I'll never make a decision. I digress. This is the only pair of jeans that fit me. The theme that we're going for this weekend is we want to look cute, but we want to be practical because I have very little space on the luggage that I'm bringing. Could look good, you know, like I can steam them. You're not gonna be able to help me. You're seeing this after this happened, so I would have made a decision by then. If we go for trousers, I only have 2 pairs. A white, it's kind of an ivory, like a cream one, similar to the jeans, by the way. I have them in this color and in black. Black ones do not fit me. Have always been a bit more snug. I can try them on and see this one, which I think will be perfect. It's a bit see-through, but we'll make it work. It'll be fine. It's gonna be at night. The thing is, if I go all white, it's kind of a vibe. You guys. First issue, obviously imagine this with a different bra. First issue is that I didn't remember how short this was. It's not as see-through as I remember. This, I fear, is too casual. Anyways, like, that's as far as they go. Like, they're gonna fall down, and I don't know if I want to keep like pulling this all night. I mean, I'm gonna try on the trousers. You guys, I told you I told you these trousers were more snug. I don't know why, they're the same size. That's proof that women's sizing is a joke. This time it worked in my favor because look at it. I mean, we have some room in the back, granted, but like no one is seeing that. If someone is, that's not on me. What do we think? My thing is this chill? They're not even the same tone. I've realized now these are a bit like yellowy looking. You can kind of see this is more ivory, like more cream whitish. It's leaning towards yellow. Wear this with trainers, which is what I wanted to do. That dresses it down. So let's see if I find another top. I'm not wearing the right underwear for this. I feel like this is giving golf. No. No. In an ideal world, I would go with this. Because I know it's still not long sleeve, but this is very much like, this is a sweater vest. I love this combination of color, like cream-ish navy. This is a cropped sweater vest. Why do I still have so many cropped things? Alright, you guys, all of this, and we came back to the decision from the beginning. This is what we're going with. Look!
Overhead rack under the seats in front of you, keeping all aisleways and accessories that need to be kept clear on this service.
I'm back from the event. It went great, but I'm so tired. I'm gonna report back when I'm human again. Alright, you guys, hello. I left London, I'm back home now. I left the event and I'm about to log into work. But just before I log into work, I still have a couple minutes to do a little debrief with you guys. Without giving away too much information and all of that, but it went really well. It was really cool. I don't want to say like less networky than I expected, but it kind of was. There was so much going on. There was food and so many things to do. Talks to listen to. I did speak with like a couple people, but other than that, it was a bit about just like getting inspired, learning from experts, creatives, people in the same industry as I am. To be honest, it was really fun. Help fuel a bit the passion for the field that I'm in. That's that. The event went really well. I was nervous. I made it work and it was so tiring. Everything in London didn't work. Hop on like 3 different tubes in a route that would have usually been a direct route. There was a tube strike, surprise, surprise. Also saw me working a little bit on that big side project on my journey back home. I don't know if this happens to you guys as well. I get super inspired when I am traveling. Plane or road trips or in a bus. I was in a bus. There's something about just looking into a vast landscape or the sky if you're in a plane, frees my mind. Sort of like all my creative juices start like flowing, listening to music, and it's honestly one of my favorite moments. It feels like no one can bother you. You have nowhere to go. You often don't have a lot of signal or anything like that. So I feel like that's a perfect time to perhaps do things that require your whole like concentration, your whole energy, maybe require you to tap into your creativity, tuning out the outside world, the outside noise, and just spending time with like this. Like my brain, my soul, my creativity, all of that. The journey back was super cool because of that. I managed to have some time on one hand to journal, checking in with myself, but then also trying to move forward on this other big project. Now, this week, we have like the part 2 to the review that I mentioned. So that has me, I'm not gonna lie, a bit stressed and anxious. Later today, I'm gonna start preparing some points on the direction that I want the conversation to go in. Obviously, like, it's a two-way conversation, but I do want to have some points clear. I'm gonna work on that later today, but now I'm gonna log into work and I'll see you in a bit. I am reporting back. Yesterday I had my review. Thought I would give you just a quick update in case you wanted to find out and you care. It went well. I'm happy I went with mindset that I told you guys. It was a very like fluid dialogue. I felt like we had a good conversation. I don't know, it just felt like very honest, transparent, and honestly just like two humans talking to each other. You know, I feel like many times these conversations can feel a bit robotic, especially if you're in perhaps like a more corporate setting. You could tell that I was very anxious before this conversation. I feel like it's normal to get nervous when you're about to be reviewed, like in a way, your livelihood is on the line. I do think I built it up a lot in my head. The main thing that I wanted to touch point with you guys on is that I still feel anxious. I thought I would share this because perhaps some of you could relate. I thought the anxiety that I felt was around this review, and don't get me wrong, a lot of it was. I am relieved how it went and relieved that it has passed, but the anxiety hasn't like completely subsided. So I actually did some journaling this morning. I love journaling, but if you have any other ranting or just coping mechanisms when you're facing like, you know, conflicting, challenging emotions, you do you. I realized that my anxiety, even though some of it did come with just nervousness around this check-in point, a lot of it's coming with just facing new things. My regular 9-to-5 job, also with YouTube and also with my other big project. I feel like I have been downplaying how much out of my comfort zone I feel with all these like new fronts. It took me getting past this like check-in point to realize, you know what, I need to stop, because I've been ignoring this unease, I've been ignoring this anxiety, I've just kind of been pushing through. Do it scared, but do it. You don't need to be confident from the get-go, just get through it and the confidence will build. And I do believe that in order to grow, you need to step out of your comfort zone. It's important to also remind yourself that it's okay to just pause for a little bit and give yourself that extra love or that extra reassurance that you might be needing. This served as a reminder that I need to stop running away from these feelings, from these fears. Even though I am super busy, I was using my busyness to just keep myself distracted and just keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. That's what leads you to burnout. That's what leads you to crashing out. Gotta take better care for myself. Recognizing that I was still feeling like this was a little first step. The more you do things outside of your comfort zone grows and it gets easier. But it doesn't mean that you can show some compassion and some kindness to yourself. But I want to spend this weekend perhaps just doing things that I love, doing things that I know bring me comfort, but that are healthy for me. This was all to show, basically, that yes, I have done all these scary things this past few weeks. I managed to push through them. I think they went really well, and I'm happy and I'm grateful for it, but I'm still a bit scared, and that is okay. I will definitely use this weekend to try and ease the little knots that I feel inside of me. Before I wrap up this video, I got inspired. I was thinking what I could do to try and stop running away from these feelings and kind of deal with it. So I'm in my lunch break. I was watching this YouTube video by Nika. I'll link it down below. But she inspired me to do a little detox. Now, I'm not as brave as she was. At this point in time, my addiction with social media is so bad. Can't take that long of a break. But what I will do is take off this weekend. I feel like I need part of what like Nika mentioned in that video, in using either my never-ending to-do list or social media to just not be with myself and with this unease that I feel. So I'm gonna allow myself to do that this weekend. Try and feel and at the same time do things outside of my phone and outside of my to-do list that make me happy. This is where we'll end this video, but I wanted to give you guys a little like key update. I might be having my first brand collaboration soon, which is crazy. No, I didn't think it would happen this fast, and to be honest, part of me is a bit wary on, is this real? You guys will see. You and I will find out together if this is real or not. I don't want to put you off, guys. I value all 201 of you. I can't believe we're already at 200, but like I value all 200 of you so much, and your trust and you being here and watching and tagging along. I got like reached out by a brand to do a collaboration. I haven't like straight up said yes. I asked for the products beforehand. I do want to try them because I have never tried them. I had never even heard of this brand. Looks interesting, but I did ask and I did say I was going to try them before I decide if I want to move forward with this. That being said, if you see me doing a collaboration at any point in the upcoming videos or anything like that, it worked out. If you don't see me, I won't like dish on the brand or anything like that, but just know that I turned it down. Thank you guys so much for tagging along. Thank you for being here. Let me know down below if you're on a similar track, if you're also facing similar things, or perhaps you have already faced them. How did it go? Doing something new, doing something scary. I hold your hand from a distance. I love you guys and I'll leave you here. Thank you so much. I will catch you in the next one.